Have you ever stared at the night sky and felt that strange, unexplainable pull, as if something beyond the stars is watching back? Every twinkling star, every silent swirl of cosmic dust, every shadow between the galaxies, all of it existing with impossible precision. Why does everything in the universe, from the birth of stars to the rhythm of your heartbeat, follow patterns? Perfectly measured, beautifully balanced, almost designed. But designed by what? Or whom? What if the universe itself is a grand equation, a code, executing its program since the beginning of time? And if that's true, who wrote the code? Welcome to Decoding the Universe. 13.8 billion years ago, there was nothing. No light, no sound, no space, no time. And then, without warning, it began. A flash of pure energy, smaller than an atom, exploded into existence. That flash became everything. We call it the Big Bang. But the Big Bang wasn't an explosion in space. It was the explosion of space. Space itself stretched faster than light, carrying energy, particles, and possibilities. In the first moments, the laws of nature were written. Gravity, electromagnetism, nuclear forces, all emerged as if obeying an invisible logic. If the universe were just chaos, nothing would exist. No galaxies, no atoms, no life. Yet, here we are, living in a cosmos that behaves like a perfectly balanced system. It's as if, at the dawn of time, the universe pressed run, and a program began. From galaxies billions of light years away, to the spiral of a seashell on the shore, nature repeats itself. The arms of galaxies spin with the same ratio as hurricanes, the same mathematical spiral that shapes a sunflower, shapes the DNA inside your body. We call it the golden ratio, phi equals 1.618. Coincidence? Or code? Mathematics, somehow, is the foundation of reality. Equations not only describe how the universe works, they predict what hasn't happened yet. When Einstein wrote his equations, he predicted black holes before anyone had seen one. When Maxwell wrote his, he predicted radio waves decades before they were discovered. As Nobel physicist Eugene Wigner once said, "The miracle of mathematics in describing the universe is something bordering on the mysterious." It's as if mathematics isn't just our invention. It's the language the universe speaks in. Maybe reality isn't physical. Maybe it's numerical. But when we zoom in, everything we know starts to fall apart. At the smallest level, the world of quantum physics, reality behaves like a puzzle that refuses to be solved. Particles can exist in two places at once. They can tunnel through barriers. They can communicate instantly across space, as if distance doesn't exist. And the strangest part? When no one is watching, they exist as waves, possibilities, not things. But the moment they are observed, they collapse into something real. It's as if reality waits for consciousness to look at it before deciding to exist. John Wheeler, a student of Einstein, proposed a radical idea: it from bit. Everything, from stars to atoms, emerges from information. Not energy, not matter, information. The universe, he said, is fundamentally a quantum computer, a self-calculating engine of data that computes existence one interaction at a time. That means everything, from your heartbeat to the orbit of planets, is part of one vast calculation, and consciousness may be what reads the results. Now imagine this. If everything is information, then maybe we're living inside a simulation. In 2003, philosopher Nick Bostrom from Oxford University proposed the simulation hypothesis. He asked, if a civilization could simulate an entire universe, and if those simulations could contain conscious beings, then statistically, we're probably inside one right now. Think about it. Our reality has pixels, quantum limits. Space and time are quantized. Energy comes in discrete packets. It's not continuous like film, it's digital, like a screen. Physicists today even search for glitches in space-time, tiny irregularities that might reveal a simulation's underlying structure. If the universe is a code, it's the most complex program ever written. But then comes the greatest question of all. Who or what is running it? A divine programmer? An ancient intelligence? Or could the universe be simulating itself? A self-evolving algorithm? A consciousness exploring its own possibilities through creation? Every atom, every star, every living being, part of one grand recursive loop. The universe observing itself. Some scientists claim consciousness is just chemistry, neurons firing, brain circuits switching on and off. But others disagree. Physicist Max Planck, father of quantum theory, once said, "I regard consciousness as fundamental. Matter is derivative from consciousness. In other words, mind doesn't come from matter. Matter comes from mind." What if awareness is not a side effect of evolution, but the very source of existence itself? When we observe the world, we collapse possibilities into reality. When we think, we affect outcomes. When we dream, we create patterns of thought that echo across reality. The ancient sages of the East called this Maya, the illusion of the material world, and Brahman, the ultimate consciousness behind it. Science is finally circling back to that idea. If the universe is made of information, and information only exists when it's known, then maybe consciousness is the foundation of everything. The universe didn't create life to observe itself. Life is how the universe observes itself. You, right now, are the code looking back at its own source. But what if this isn't the only universe? What if the program that runs our cosmos is just one of infinite possible versions? Every universe could have its own rules, its own constants, its own outcomes. In one, gravity might not exist. In another, time could run backward. And in countless others, you might exist, living a different version of your story. Quantum mechanics even suggests it. Every time you make a decision, every time a particle chooses a state, reality splits. A new universe branches off, where the other possibility became real. It's not just science fiction, it's physics. Strange, beautiful, and almost impossible to comprehend. If all possible universes exist, then creation never ends. The code keeps branching, infinitely, forever decoding itself. So who, or what, is behind it all? A divine creator, an alien intelligence, a consciousness beyond comprehension? Or is it something deeper, a system that created itself? Some scientists now speak of a mathematical universe, where existence itself is the logical consequence of all possible structures. Others call it panpsychism, the idea that everything, from atoms to galaxies, contains a fragment of awareness. Perhaps there was never a creator at all. Perhaps creation is simply what happens when possibility becomes aware of itself. And in that awareness, the universe is born. The code doesn't need a coder. The program is self-written, endless, eternal, always running, always evolving. So what does it mean to decode the universe? It's not about discovering a hidden formula. It's about recognizing that the formula runs through you. You are the universe's experiment, the consciousness through which it sees, feels, and understands itself. The same atoms that once burned in ancient stars now form your body. The same energy that fuels galaxies powers your thoughts. When you look up at the night sky, you're not gazing at something separate. You're looking into a mirror, because you are made of that very same light. You are not in the universe. You are the universe, decoding itself through awareness, curiosity, and wonder. So the next time you ask, "Why are we here?" remember, you are the question, and you are the answer. This is not the end of the story. It's the next line in the code of the cosmos.